Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Aging Games. Today, I've got a really interesting episode for you. I get so many questions about menopause, and I'm going to take some of your most frequently asked questions and try to respond to them the best that I can. And I also have my menopause book coming out very shortly. I'm just working on the cover, so it should be on the shelves in about a month or two. So that will have all the answers, anything you ever wanted to know about menopause, especially natural menopause. So let's dive into your questions. The first one is, how do I know if what I'm feeling is menopause or just stress? And this is very, very common. And before menopause, we have about a 10-year period when we're going through perimenopause. And this is already a time when we begin to feel shifts and changes. Maybe we're experiencing some more anxiety, insomnia, weight gain. There are all kinds of symptoms. Now, to be officially in menopause, you need to have missed your period for a whole entire year. That's when they say you're officially in menopause. But like I said, the symptoms start much, much sooner. Now, if you want to know if you're really, truly in menopause, the best thing to do is go to your doctor and get a hormone panel done, and the doctor can tell you exactly what's going on, and then you get a confirmation. Not that it matters to have a confirmation or not, it's like we're just putting some kind of label on it. If you're having symptoms, then it's best to address them as soon as possible so that you start feeling better. Now, number two, is it normal to have hot flashes this often, or should I be worried? Normal and common are two different things, right? So some societies, some nations don't even really experience hot flashes or any menopausal symptoms. So I do have a theory that this is often related to our Western lifestyles. We spend most of our time indoors rather than outdoors, connected to the earth in the sun. We are very much disconnected from our natural environment. And of course, this makes everything a lot more challenging. So while hot flashes are normal, it really is different for everyone. Some people can have hundreds a day, other people might have one or two, and some people will be like drenched with the hot flashes, while for others, all you hear is like a little bit of heat, like you're a little bit overheated, and then it kind of passes very quickly. Again, there are many different ways to deal with hot flashes. There are so many herbal supplements, herbal combinations that you can use, keeping a cooler environment, avoiding caffeine, chocolate for some people is a trigger, spicy foods. For me, I have this cooling mattress, which I love, and then I put the air conditioning at like freezing. I put it very low in Celsius, about 20. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, maybe like 65 or something. I like my room very, very cold. I just sleep much better. So yeah, hot flashes, normal, but also something that you can do something about. You don't need to suffer. The next question I get a lot is, why am I gaining weight even though I haven't changed how I eat? And this is also very, very common. And as the estrogen levels start to drop, your metabolism changes and your body just starts storing a lot more fat, especially around the middle. This is very common, the menopause belly. And while we don't like the menopause belly, it also has a function. It's actually making hormones. I think it was Dr. Tina who had a really good video about this, and it was very informative. And I will never look at my belly the same way again. So it's actually okay to have a little bit of belly fat. It will help with the hormonal regulations and everything. And she even said that in some patients, she has noticed that after they had liposuction, their hormones were like all over the place because their hormone factory got disrupted. So a little bit of belly fat is okay. Of course, I'm not talking about a big belly that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. And it's also not healthy, especially when it's over your organs. There are a lot of things that we can do. Strength training is number one. I think, even before diet or anything else. Strength training is your powerhouse. Having muscle, building muscle during menopause is huge. And to support your strength training, I also recommend a high protein diet, eating good quality meats, especially red meat, to help you build that muscle, to help balance your hormones. It really makes you feel wonderful. Another thing that really helps is sleep. If you're not getting optimal sleep, your cortisol levels will be higher and you'll be storing a lot more fat. Mitigating blood sugar levels, and that also includes blocking blue light. I talk about this a lot. Even if you're on a keto diet or a strict carnivore diet, but you're exposed to blue light at night, your body will be in a state where you're pretty much diabetic. That's what the blue light does to your body. It'll raise your blood sugar levels, and you're going to have all kinds of issues, especially with storing fat. So blocking out blue light using blue blockers, turning off your devices at night, being in a totally dark room, sleeping in a dark room. If you can see your hand in front of your face, your room is not dark enough. So those things really make a big difference, but I will address this a lot in my new book, so stay tuned for that. Number four, why am I waking up at 3 a.m. every night and can't fall asleep? So, this is also down to hormonal shifts during menopause, very common. And your cortisol also gets messed up during menopause. So it should be very low during the night so that we can sleep, and melatonin should be higher. And sometimes what happens is that cortisol actually rises during the night, in the middle of the night, and you're so wired and you cannot get back to sleep. So, again, sleep is super important. So, the things that I mentioned before with the blue light is really important. Also, if you go out in the morning and catch the morning sunrise, looking towards the sun, you don't need to look directly into the sun, even though you can for a few seconds when it's first rising or when it's setting, not any other time of the day. But if you just look towards the horizon as the sun is rising, this is what's signaling to your brain to produce melatonin at night. And this is a very important step that is often overlooked by people. Again, blocking out the blue light, using blue blockers, spending time outdoors as much as you can, grounded without the sunglasses, being exposed to natural light as much as possible. A nice Epsom salt bath can really help to relax the muscles, to relax the whole nervous system so that you can sleep better. Lavender, a bit of lavender spray on the pillow can really help. So there are a lot of things you can do. Meditation, you stop scrolling on your phone before you try to sleep because of course that's sending a signal to your brain that it's like noon, wake up, wake up, wake up, and you're not going to be able to get back to sleep. So that's really important. Get the blue light out. Keep your devices out of your bedroom. You shouldn't have anything in your bedroom at all. Only darkness, coolness, and restful sleep. The next question I get a lot is I feel like my moods are all over the place. Is this really menopause? So, yes, when your estrogen and progesterone start fluctuating, think back to when you were teenagers, or if you have teenagers still at home, what they're like, what their moods are like. So, think of menopause as being a teenager on steroids. It's our second teenager. It's our second teenager part of our life. And again, yes, mood swings are very, very common. And if you ask anyone in your family, they will probably confirm this that you're all over the place. One moment you're crying, the next minute you're screaming and you're angry. And it's very, very difficult to regulate your moods. So, again, it's about managing your nervous system, managing your hormones the best that you can. I'm going to talk about HRT next, so I'm going to leave that for that. But the moods, meditation, reaching out, having a nice support system, reaching out, having a nice community and people that understand. Hopefully, your husband is understanding with you, and your teenagers are understanding with you as you were with them, or your children when they're going through this phase. So this is different. And once you recognize it, and hopefully you can kind of manage it on your own, maybe with some nice supplements, relaxing music, sound therapy. There are so many things to relax your nervous system, and just know that this too will pass. Number six, and this is very, very common, is again, my energy levels have dropped so much. Will I ever feel like myself again? So, this is for me all about supporting your mitochondria. Because once your mitochondria slows down, it's like everything slows down and you just become very low energy. When we look at it from a quantum biology point of view, supporting your mitochondria is everything because we are light beings. So we need to be connected to the light. We need to be connected to the sun. We need to be grounded. We need to be out in the forest. A very interesting fact, when you're in the sun, you're being exposed to infrared light, which is this beautiful red light healing frequency, especially when the sun is setting, it's very strong. But when you go into a forest, and the reason why you feel so amazing in the woods, and the reason it's so cool, even in the middle of summer, is because the green leaves on the trees, they don't absorb the red light, they reflect it. And they reflect it onto you. So when you're walking in a forest, you're getting 4 times the amount of red light that you would get from the sun just walking outdoors. So this is amazing. And that's why it recharges your cells and you feel incredible. Now, if your energy is low, again, it goes back to lack of sleep, which is really important. Make sure you're moving your body. Even when you're tired, it's important to keep it moving. Make sure you're walking enough, lifting weights, eating the right foods, prioritize protein. It's really important. It will help a lot. Make sure you're getting good fats. Fats are really crucial for energy as well. I'm talking about avocado. lard, like I cook with lard instead of seed oils. Butter is very healthy if you tolerate dairy. Some people like nuts and seeds. There are some really good healthy fats that you can source. Number seven is HRT. So this is I wanted to wait to get into this a little bit further. Do I really need HRT, or are there natural ways to get through this? And I know so many of you guys are wondering about this. HRT has gotten a very bad rep in the last couple of decades. And I also covered this in my book. And even though I'm not focusing on HRT in my book, because think of this pyramid, okay? So what I would want you to do before, with your menopausal symptoms is first address your environment. And this is what I keep talking about, the blue light, being outdoors, taking off the sunglasses, using blue blockers, getting optimal sleep. So make sure your environment is fixed. This is number one. And this helps fix most of your problems. If this is not enough, then we get to the next tier. Here we are addressing diet, exercise. Those things are also really important. And the more you clean up your diet and stay away from ultra processed foods, seed oils, just alcohol, stay away from crap, treat your body like a temple and eat healthy foods as much as possible. This will make a huge difference. And also exercise, those two kind of go hand in hand. So this is the next level. So you've addressed your environment, you've fixed your exercise and your diet, and you're still having symptoms, okay? Then let's look at supplements. There are so many different herbal supplements that you can take. There are combinations, there are individual ones, red clover, black cohosh, there are sage. There are many different things that you can take. You can do them in a tea form. You can take them in capsules. They also have patches now. So those work so well for most people that you don't actually even need to go to the HRT route. So try that. See how you're working. Are your hormones more balanced? Are you feeling better? Fantastic. If it's working, great. If not, then we can look into BHRT. BHRT are bioidentical hormones. Now, it's also like hormone replacement, but using different supplements that are absolutely bioidentical to what your body would make. So this is like in the form of wild yam, for example. There are so many different kinds. There are ones that your doctors can prescribe for you, and there are also ones that you can buy yourself. Dosing is a little bit tricky, so you need to make sure you get it perfectly right. Your hormones are like an orchestra. They are all these different instruments are singing, so all these different hormones are playing, but you need to get them all perfectly balanced so that you feel better. So BHRT will fix the problems for most people most of the time. If not, then you have HRT, which of course you need to go to your doctor to prescribe. You need to be monitored. It has to be dosed very carefully. For some people, they are not recommending if there's a history of breast cancer, for example, in the family. They have recently, FDA has changed their stance on HRT, and they are saying that it is actually protective against many different things like heart disease, against many different cancers and everything. And it has gotten actually a really bad rep. And a lot of times women were gaslit when they went to the doctors and they were put on antidepressants and everything when really they just needed their hormones balanced. So some women swear by HRT and other women say, I was fine. My mother is 75. She breezed through menopause, didn't have any symptoms at all. She's still fit, strong, with strong bones, a strong heart. She never needed HRT. Her hormones were absolutely fine. So it really depends on the person. I'm not saying it's wrong to do it, or I'm not saying it's wrong not to do it. This is really an individual choice. You need to weigh your options and you need to weigh the benefits to any potential side effects that you might be dealing with. Number 8, why does my skin feel thinner and my hair seem to be falling out more? So again, as estrogen declines, this affects collagen, your skin, and also hair growth. And this is very, very, very common. Now, again, starting with quantum biology first. So sunlight, hydration, proper hydration, guys. So proper hydration is not about drinking gallons and gallons of water. It's about drinking the right kind of water, mineral water, or adding minerals to your water so that you can properly be hydrated on a cellular level. There's a big difference between the two. I do have videos about this. Now, so that's why minerals are very important. Collagen is really important. I really like to have collagen, for example, from homemade bone broth that I make myself rather than just taking supplements. Then you know exactly what's in it. It's healthy, it's good for you. I have also found red light therapy really helps with hair growth. I suffered a lot from losing my hair. I started in my 40s. I've also done PRP treatments that have been very effective. So there's a lot that you can do. But yes, it is very common. And if you see older women, you will see, even the ones that used to have lush, beautiful, strong hair, and the hair starts eventually thinning, especially around the temples. But it doesn't have to be that way. There are a lot of ways that you can address that. If you search on my channel for hair growth and PRP treatments, you will find quite a few videos about this. Number 9, does menopause mean I have to give up feeling sexy and confident? And I know for a lot of women, when they hit menopause, their self confidence kind of goes out the window. Their sex drive might be dropping due to the changes in hormones. And women just don't feel themselves. They don't feel sexy. They don't feel desirable. And I really don't think it has to be this way. I think, as we get into our 40s, 50s, like we step into our power and we know what we want. And I think, a powerful, strong woman in her 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, is there's something so sexy about her. And I think men are appreciating this more and more. And that's why you see a lot more, younger guys going with older women and wanting that kind of energy to be around that, because they are sexy and they are amazing and they have come with a lot of experience, and you feel more confident. You just don't worry about the little things that you used to worry about when you were younger, like, oh, a little bit of body hair or something that used to stress me out a lot. Like, I don't even give that kind of stuff a second thought. So definitely this can be a beautiful time. On my podcast, I have addressed this with a few speakers, and we've had some really interesting conversations. So do check that out. The Tag Podcast. I will link some episodes below, and you guys will love it. So no, definitely don't lose your sexuality, your confidence. It's really important to maintain that throughout the years. So number 10, what actually works to stay healthy and strong after menopause? So this is kind of back to the same things that I mentioned to you guys earlier. Strength training, natural light, your quality of sleep, whole foods. Don't buy anything with a label. Don't eat crap like that. Manage your stress levels. There are so many great longevity tools you can use. I love frequency devices. I think they are very powerful. We are frequency light beings. So the more you can stimulate the light around you and inside your cells, the healthier you'll be. That's why I love red light therapy, infopathy, so many different. I've got the biocharger. I have a lot of really cool devices, and they really help. Like, they charge my batteries. I feel amazing. But you get that same thing from nature. So the more you can be outdoors, I'm telling you, the better you're going to feel, and the faster you're going to breeze through this period that seems like it's never going to end, but it does end, guys, and it does get better. And I hear from so many women that on the other side of menopause, that's when you step into your true power. And you can feel absolutely amazing, and it's up to you. The tools are in your hands. My book will be in your hands soon as well, hopefully. And yeah, guys, keep sending me those questions. I love answering them. And I hope some of these were helpful to you. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with another lady who might get some benefits from it, who might also be going through some menopausal issues. And this could be helpful to her. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And please hit the little bell so you get notifications every time I post a new video. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.